Hi everyone, it's Lynnea for LDRS Creative, and I'm going to make a card mixing and matching together the fresh cut daisies and fresh cut tulip stamps, and I'll be using their coordinating masking stencils as well. Now there are lots and lots of inspirational projects using these sets both on the LDRS Creative Instagram page, the blog, and if you go to the product pages on the website, you'll see lots of ways to use them and kind of make a bouquet in the little teacups that are included in the stamp sets. But today I wanted to show you how to do the mask to create just a line of flowers across the bottom of your card. So I'm going to start with one of the bigger flowers, and this is from the Fresh Cut Daisies stamp. And I'm just kind of positioning this about a third of the way down my card panel. I know I'm also going to be using the You Are Timeless word dies, so I'm using the larger of those words, the U, to kind of position that so I make sure my flower is down far enough. Then I will start by stamping this with Raven Hybrid ink. This is a Copic friendly ink, and I'm going to be doing Copic coloring today. Now once I have that first flower stamped, I'm going to grab my Fresh Cut Daisies masks, and I'm going to position the mask right over top of the flower. Now here's a tip: if you find that you're spinning and spinning and you can't line this up, make sure that it's right side up, because there isn't really a distinguishing way to make sure your mask is right side up, so if you're having trouble, flip it. It might be upside down. When I am positioning this mask, here's a little tip for you. I'm actually going to be stamping to the left of this flower, so I have slid the mask ever so slightly to the right so that I can see the left line of the stamping. That's going to make sure that when I stamp this tulip to the left of the daisy, those lines are going to match up. So when I remove this mask here, you're going to be able to see that I have the lines are perfectly stamped on top of each other. I don't have any gaps. Now, if you do have gaps, I have another trick for you. You can just grab a Copic friendly pen, like a Copic multi-liner, and just kind of draw little lines to connect wherever you might have an empty space. Okay, so now I'm going to be stamping to the right of that daisy. So this time I've slid my mask slightly to the left so that I can reveal just a little bit of the right side of my stamping. I have that mask taped in place, and then I stamped a tulip. Now I'm going to go into my Fresh Cut Tulip masking stencils and grab the coordinating mask for this tulip. And again, I'm stamping to the right, so I'm shifting that mask ever so slightly to the left. So the mask kind of covers up the inks, and you can it dulls it a little bit. So when you slide it, you're going to be able to see that ink peeking out at its full intensity, and that's how you know you've kind of slid the mask over far enough. I'm just going to keep going, just alternating between masking and stamping. You can use a little bit of temporary adhesive, like a little tape dot runner on the back of the masks to hold them in place, but what I like to do, as you can see me here, is just use a little bit of masking tape. Sometimes if you use a dot runner at the back, the dot runner can kind of stay behind, and then I found that when I would try to remove that dot runner, I would smudge my ink. So that's why I just went with the masking tape. I found that that was the easiest way to go. So here's my last flower, another big daisy. And now you can see I have a whole row of flowers, and I wanted it to look natural. So I didn't stamp them straight across. I kind of have them in like a little S wave. Now I'm going to grab the stems from both the Fresh Cut Daisies and the Fresh Cut Tulips stamps, and I'm just going to stamp the stems across my whole panel. I think that I did kind of keep the daisy stems with the daisies and the tulip stems with the tulips, but you could mix and match if you wanted to. Now you can see here that the stems do not reach all the way to the bottom. That's okay. You have a couple options. You can trim off the bottom and create a cropped card panel if you want to. You could try to line those stem stamps up and kind of shift them down, or you can do what I'm doing here, which is what I found to be the easiest method, and just grab a pen. You're not coloring over these, so even a Sharpie marker or something would work here, but I'm using a Copic multi-liner. And I'm just going to extend those stems down so that they come all the way to the bottom of my A2 panel. Now I need some leaves. And here's where I'm going to do a little bit more creative masking and stamping, because the stamps that I'm actually using to stamp for the leaves are actually extra petals for the flowers. So again, I'm using tulip petals and daisy petals. You can see that the leaves in the stamp set, they're bigger, and so they work great for when you're creating a little arrangement to kind of hang out of the teacup that's in the stamp set. But I wanted these to look more like natural flowers kind of growing outside, so I needed little leaves. And since they weren't in the stamp set, I kind of decided to just fudge it and make my own. So I grabbed the little flower petals, and I have a piece of masking tape, and I'm just masking off both to the left and to the right of the stems so that it looks like those petals that are going to be my leaves are growing out of the stem. So here you can see if I'm stamping to the right of the stem, I'm going to put my tape to the left so that I can make sure that my stamping doesn't go all the way over. And if I'm going to stamp to the right of the stem, I'll put my tape to the left. And I'm just making sure that I'm removing that tape every time and kind of cleaning it off, and I'm just going to keep stamping until I have leaves. And I'm going to put, you know, a single leaf on some, 3 on others, 2 on others, just making it look natural. So here's my finished card panel, and now it's time to do some quick coloring. I stamped with Raven Hybrid ink so that I could go ahead and color these with Copic markers, but there are also color layering stencils, so if you wanted to ink blend, you could, but just remember that if you're going to ink blend, you're going to need to be masking while you're ink blending as well. So I decided to just go with some quick and easy Copic markers here. I'm going to do pink, yellow, and blue combinations. So when I color, I color very easily. I like to start dark and then go medium and then light, but there's lots of ways to color. A lot of people go light all over and then medium and then dark and then back to medium and then finish off with light. However you're most comfortable coloring, that's how I encourage you to color. So my pinks here, I have RV 14, 13, and 11. So I started with my darkest, which was the RV 14, then blended out with RV 13, and all over with RV 11. Blues, I am more limited in my blue color combination, so I just had B12 and B00. B12 is my darker, so I started there and then I colored all over with the B00. And then my yellow color combination, I'm back to 3 markers again, and my favorite yellow is Y19, Y08, and Y06. And then I did do off camera a little bit of YR27 in the center of those daisies, so they looked kind of like daisy sunflowers. And I'm just going to add some really, really easy coloring. There's nothing fancy here. And then the green for the leaves, my favorite green color combo, well, one of my favorite green color combos is YG09, YG06, and YG03. And again, I'm just starting with my darkest color where I think there will be shadows, blending out with my medium, and then all over with my lightest color. And then this panel is all colored. That came together super easily, super quickly. And I love that you can color these flowers any color that you want. I just kind of went with a classic yellow, pink, blue color combo. Now I die cut my panel with a scalloped rectangle die from LDRS Creative and matted that onto a piece of black cardstock. I die cut the UR Timeless word dies from black cardstock, and I put UR on the front of my card and Timeless on the inside of my card, just so that there's a little special surprise when somebody opens this card. And this is finished. You could finish off with some black ink spatter. I think that would be really pretty, or even some gems here and there if you wanted to. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you again soon. Bye! Thank you again very much for watching this video. If you liked this video and you'd like to see more from me, please hit that subscribe button that is on the screen now. And here are a few other videos that I thought you might enjoy.